Hello YouTube, this is Savan12986 and welcome to another episode of Savan Plays Kerbal's Space Program. In the last episode we had ourselves some technological differences and we ended up stranding some of our Kerbonauts on the moon based on a bad landing. So today what I have decided to do is something I have not tried yet. I'm going to start the game, and instead of going here to the vehicle assembly building, we're going over here to the spaceplane hangar. And what we're going to do is we are going to build ourselves a space plane, and we are going to try and land on the moon and mount a rescue mission for our stranded Kerbonauts. So let's go ahead and begin. So first thing we need to do is pick one with a large crew capacity. This one's the looks to be a shuttle style cockpit with a crew capacity of 3. So we're going to use that, and our plan is to have two of our Kerbonauts get out on the runway, and then we'll take off, land on the moon, pick up 2 of our 3 stranded Kerbonauts and fly them back, and then we'll have to launch another mission to get the last guy. So I have not even attempted to build a space plane before, so I'm not 100% sure on all this stuff, but we'll go ahead and give it a shot. So let's go ahead and do this. I may fast forward some of these segments because I don't know, I gotta read the descriptions of all the parts and see what everything does. But I don't know, maybe I'll just show the whole building, and then we can launch in a separate episode, or maybe not. I don't know. I think that would be kind of lame to just watch a whole episode of me sitting here building and then wait for another. Okay, so this one has fuel, and this one is just structural, so there's not really any point to this one. Doesn't even fit. Neither of those fit. This injury survivability, blah blah blah. Come on. Okay, this one, yes, this one will fit if I can get it to. Come on. Okay, cool. Maybe if we move it over, it'll be easier to access. So which one was that? This one? And this game's kind of buggy still. Apparently they're going to be releasing a new version fairly soon, which is going to add more planets and I think more parts. It's going to be version 0.17. And I think that'll be pretty cool. Okay, so let's see. Radial mount, liquid engine. Mass thrust, 80. I think we can use these in space. Does that require oxygen? Because some of these engines require oxygen. Like the basic jet engine, requires oxygen. I'm pretty sure because it's an air-breathing. Yes, it's got an optimal airflow of 200. So let's see, this. I think this one will work in space, so we can use this as our. Oop, what just happened? As our space flying around engines. So we'll put 2 there. And 2 over here, because we're going to be cool. We're going to be cool, and we're going to have a lot of engines. Okay. So that's that. Do these contain fuel? Yes. Okay. These contain fuel. There's fuel over here in this. That doesn't seem like enough engines. Yeah. There we go. Then we're gonna need to stop when we land on the moon. So we'll put some more facing the... Can I do that? I don't think I can do that. Can I rotate this? No. No. Okay. Huh. Not entirely sure how I'm going to do that. Because there's no air brakes. Because there's no air on the moon. What's this piece? What's this do? Mark 3 to Mark 2 adapter. Oh, this is an adapter for using different cockpits. Okay. Okay, well, we got to put on wings anyway. So we can put some reverse... Yeah, we could do this. This is a linear RCS, so maybe it'll point us... We can put it on the front of stuff and use it as a retro thruster. Okay, the sensor... I don't know if this counts as... What the hell? Why? Okay, this thing's really small and it's not wanting to fit on the nose cone, but I think it's too small for that anyway. Yeah, that's... It's tiny. That's not gonna work. Oh, and that's even smaller. Okay, well, let's put our SAS up here. And... nose cone. There we go. Okay. Man, that looks weird. Oh, that'll work better, yeah. Ooh, even better, we can use this one now. Looking fancy. Still kind of weird with that SAS in there, but, you know, we kind of need it. So, let's see. We need wings. Because, ooh, we need one of these, too. How do I rotate stuff? Because that is not right. Arrow keys? No. Nope, that toggles symmetry. Ooh, okay. Stuff is happening. Alright, here we go. There we go, that's how you do it. Okay. So then, yeah, ooh, we can, No, that's not what I want. I want... Yes, that is what I want. I want to be able to stop once we land. So we'll put those there for now. Move these. Ow. There we go. Okay. Let me move these back into place. These ones go forward, these ones go backwards. Alright, cool. We need to put those on separate stages. Yeah, okay, so we put these here, and then make that, yeah. It doesn't really matter if the rest of this is down there. Alright, so that's the last thing we need currently. I think we're probably going to need a parachute for once we land back on Kerbin. So, let's see, this is the big one. Oh, got symmetry on. Where's that adapter? There's got to be an adapter around here somewhere. Is this it? No, that looks wrong. I'm sorry if this is like kind of boring for you guys. Like I don't talk a lot. Like I'm not a talk. Oh, whoa. We don't need 2 of these. We only need the 1. There. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, like I was saying, I don't talk a whole lot, so I'm not used to, commenting and commentating on stuff. But that's, kind of required for doing a show or a series or whatever. I don't know. But I don't know, I guess, well, I can tell you about this story. This is today is 9/11, right? So I was thinking yesterday that there's not a greeting for 9/11. Like there's greetings for important days, like Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Thanksgiving, things like that. But those are all like happy occasions. But then I got to thinking that there's Martin Luther King Day or Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and all these days. There's all these days that have it's Today Day. Like there's Talk Like a Pirate Day or Talk Like William Shatner Day, and all these things. So I don't know. I think there should be a greeting for 9/11. Be like, hey, it's 9/11, but that's not something you say. So I don't know, because you wouldn't say Happy 9/11 because it's not a happy thing. So that doesn't seem right. But I still feel like there should be some sort of. I need to turn on symmetry. Some sort of acknowledgement for it being 9/11. Like that just seems like the right thing to do. So I don't know. Like, tell me if you guys have like ideas or anything for a 9/11 day greeting, I guess. How do I get this to turn around? Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah, that looks cool. I don't know. I'm drawing a complete blank. I guess I can tell you about my school. That I've had like a couple weeks there. I mean, it's a cool place, but I don't know. I don't feel quite like I belong there, because I don't know. It's like my family's a working family, and this is like one of the most expensive institutions in the state, like private, and I don't know. I'm paying for it myself, which I guess is kind of cool. Like that I have the the resources and ingenuity to manage to afford to go to this place on my own. But at the same time, like I can't even afford to buy food there. Like their cafeteria is like $8 a visit because it's like a buffet, and I'm used to like going down and grabbing a hot dog at my old school, and it was like $1 or $1.50 or whatever, and then like $8 every time I want to go in there. That's kind of steep, especially when you consider I got to pay for gas to get there too. I mean, I pay for my own gas. I drive from home every day. Well, I only go 2 days a week, but still, I pay for my own gas. So that's not exactly a cheap, expense. Is that centered? Not quite. Whoa, that's a big... Or maybe not. I don't know, whatever. This is going to be a very odd looking space plane. I don't even know if it's going to fly. Like, we need bigger wings, I think. Is that backwards? That looks backwards to me. But it's a winglet, and winglets go at the end of a wing. Oh, they've got an actual tail fin. Okay. Okay, yeah, that seems better. I think we need, you can put control surfaces on these. Let's make them... Whoa. Why are you defaulting that way? Okay, there we go. So we'll put some of those there. And... Why are you insisting on being wrong? There we go. Okay. Some there. Then we can put these on here. I need more landing gear. That just looks weird. Okay. We need more fuel tanks. This isn't gonna... I don't think this is enough to get us into space. Maybe we can just stick on some rocket boosters. Like I say, I've never done space planes before. So, I don't know, now that we've actually landed on the moon, like, in the sense of we're on the moon and we're not dead. Not in the sense of, you know, hey, welcome to the moon, successful landing, good job, guys, high five. But, you know, that whole saying of any landing you walk away from was a good landing. That type of thing. Let's see, we should probably put RCS on here too. That way we can kind of maneuver a little bit. We can do maneuvers in space. Okay. Where is thingies that fuel tanks? RCS. Okay, here we go. I think we ran out last time, so I'm going to put on a second one. That looks weird. Also, I want boosters. Like, this just doesn't seem right without boosters. Okay. Is aviation fuel or is this rocket fuel? Because they take different fuel. Yeah, see, this one carries fuel for space planes, so that's what we need. And we need to mount the fuel tank somewhere. So we need a structural pylon. For engine support designed to fit against fuselages and hull bodies, comes equipped with emergency bolts to separate engines and decouplers. Okay, so these function like decouplers. So we can put some here and stick some fuel on. So yeah, it's this one. So we can put some here and another one here. Come on, you know you want to. God, this game like refuses to connect certain pieces, and I don't know why. I guess it's maybe it would hit the engine, like this engine here. Maybe it would run into that. I don't know. It seems like something that should attach properly. Well, let's move this engine for now. Let's see if it'll attach. Over here, maybe? Yeah, it doesn't want to attach. I need more fuel capacity, because I don't think this is enough to get me into space. Well, let's put this engine back on then, if it's going to refuse to function the way I want it to, then I have no intent of using it, I guess. I don't know. I'll put some solid rocket boosters on then. If I can figure out where to... Yes. That is a good idea. And by good idea, I mean very, very bad idea, but I'm going to do it anyway. Then we need another one on the bottom side. Oh, whoa, did not mean that. Come on. Okay. Wanted... Come on, let me select it. Oop. There, okay. Yeah, it's touchy on the way you select stuff, too, which is kind of annoying. So we'll fire the one first, and then the other one, because I don't want to lose all my thrust capacity super early on, because I don't think these smaller liquid engines are enough to get me into space on their own. I don't know, we're coming up on nearing the end of the, what am I saying? What am I talking about? Oh, the episode. We're coming close to the end of the episode, so we may as well rig this up as far as staging goes and then try it out. So let's see, we've got these two, then these two. I don't know why they separated as far as the staging is concerned. Can I regroup these? No, it doesn't want to let me. Oh, I also need to do this. I need to link these to the main body, so it drains these fuel tanks before it starts taking from the body. And also structural connectors, because we're going to put a lot of force on this thing. Like, you can't go wrong with enough structural pylons. Strut connectors, whatever. I call them pylons. Okay, so I think we have that all braced and ready to go. These ones are in the top, so those are our lander ones. Cool. Okay, now we need to figure out how we're going to jettison things. So I want to disconnect the top ones first, so... okay. I want to fire all the liquid engines first. That's the first stage, so... This one... This one... Come on. And this one... And these two. Okay, so there's all our liquid engines. They're going to start. I have a bad feeling this thing is going to explode when I attempt to take off, but, you know, first tries. If at first you don't succeed, you must be trying to build a space plane. Okay, and then I also want another stage where the top one... Actually, we'll save the top one for later, because I figure that if we're taking off, the way it'll torque would be to push the plane back down, because they're above the wings, so we'll use the ones on the bottom first for takeoff assist motors. Okay, and then the next thing we need to do after that is decouple the engines on the bottom, which is this right here. And where's the one on this side? There it is. Okay. So then the next thing we're going to do is launch these engines, which are both correct. And the fuel can be there, that doesn't really matter. And then after these run out, we need to disconnect these two. So where's the disconnector for these? So this one. And come on. It's so hard to select stuff in this. They really need to fix that. It's pretty annoying. Come on. Okay, this one. Okay. And then once that's done, in the next stage we jettison the fuel tanks because they should be empty at that point. And then we're in space. Then we can shut off each of these engines once we land and fire these ones. Okay. So, we will save this as... Oops, I forgot to name it. What do we want to call it? Rescue Buggy. Mark 4, 5, 9. We're going to call it the Rescue Buggy Mark 9. R-E-S-C. Yeah, I don't know how to spell things, so that may be completely wrong as to how you spell buggy, but... and rescue. But we're going to try it. So, test flight. Here we go. Alright. Bill, Jeb, and Bob. Excellent. I don't think we've had these crew members yet on this program. If you're familiar... Are we rolling? Maybe it's the sun and the shadows are moving. I don't know. But yeah, if you're not familiar with these guys, I don't think we've had these guys on this series yet. But these are the three main guys. Like if you download the free beta, these are the guys you get. Or the free demo. And I will tell you that Jebediah is a madman. He just likes to go fast. That is his main goal in life. And I can appreciate that. So, with that in mind, liftoff in 3... Or, wait, no. Main engine start. That's what we need. Okay. Main engine start. Liftoff in 3, 2, 1, go. Why is it not steering? Why do I have no... Okay, it is steering. Okay, excellent. Whoa. Okay, then. I'm gonna go ahead and say this was a failure. You know them learning moments that they talk about? This is one of them. So, I'll take this opportunity to... Actually, first let's see what the hell happened. Radial engine was damaged from exhaust, so they took exhaust damage, then structural failure on linkage between fuselage and cockpit. Okay, so that's what happened. We had problems with our structural linkage, so we'll fix that in the next run, and we will take this opportunity to sign off. My name is Savan12986. Thanks for watching. Comment, rate, subscribe, And we will see you in the future.